Hi, my name is Chris and I'm a CLC and your breast friend, and I'm going to tell you as quick as I can how I traveled home from Detroit, Michigan while pumping and the outcome of my milk and my Ceres Chiller OG Plus and what kind of milk output I got with my Baby Buddha Mobile. So this is not a review at all. I'm just sharing what I did in my experience flying home, needing to pump twice while out, and what I did and how it worked out. For one, the trip was fabulous. The ending, not so much. I had a delay. So I get to the airport and I needed to find somewhere to pump. So I 10 out of 10 recommend you download the Mama Ava app. It's not sponsored at all. It's just a very helpful lactation app. I use it when I travel. So I'll look for where the Mama Ava nursing pods are. I'll either just go in there and pop my mobiles in and walk out, or I'll sit in there and pump. So it just depends on like what kind of time I have and what I need to do. It's very helpful, but in addition to the Mama Ava pod, it also tells you the lactation space. At the Detroit airport, I could not find a pod, but it told me where the lactation space was, which was really helpful. So I go to the gate that's, corresponding with, find the lactation space, make a phone call, get the code to dial in, get in the room, put my pumps in. So at this point, I had already used my flanges in the morning and I wasn't gonna use them again because they're already warm for hours at this time, just like done, just put away, I'll wash when I get home. Then I used my Eufy S1 Pros while I was out. I used them back to back twice, I believe. And then I didn't want to use them in the airport because I wasn't keeping them chilled. So I did bring another pump to use on the way home. I didn't plan it this way, but it is the way it worked out. I put my Baby Buddha mobiles in my bra, in the lactation room, walk out, go to my gate. Turn them on, pump before I get on the plane. Get on the plane and they stop because it's 30 minutes are up. I'm just gonna pump for another few minutes. I'm sitting here, what else am I gonna do? There are lights on these, so it felt a little bit like Iron Man. So I turned them off because I dimmed the lights and I just really wasn't in the mood either, because at this point they told us we had an hour and a half delay sitting on the plane. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to pump while I am sitting here under stress, like just wanting to get home. I knew it was gonna inhibit me from having a letdown. So I was like, I'm just gonna let it go. Let's just get this plane in the air and get me home, and then I'll deal with pumping when I get home, because it was a quick flight, only like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I get in the air, get home, and then I had to find my car, which a fiasco. That was like a whole thing. So this whole time I have these in my bra, and I knew that I wanted to pump again while I was sitting on the plane, because I just know for myself, I know I don't respond the best. Like I respond pretty well to mobiles, but not like the best of the best. Like, well, I'm just sitting here, I might as well pump for another 15 or so, just ensure that I'm getting more milk out. But at this point I was stressed out and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I turned them off and forgot about it till I got home, got my car, got in the car, driving home. In the car, and I know that I really do need to pump and I want to get home and go to bed. So I'm gonna pump on the way home. So while these were in my bra for every bit of, at this point, 3 hours, because I had an hour delay on the plane, I get home and I could tell that there's like a bit of milk in there, right? But I knew that I have about an 8-ounce capacity with these, which I'm just gonna say it, I do think that's gonna be the best selling feature. The most appealing characteristic of these pumps is the capacity. It's quite large. I do get questions like, what's the largest cup size? And at that point I'm like, well, I would just look at a cup that goes in your bra without a motor, because we don't really see 8-ounce capacity on mobiles often, if ever, but now we have that. So again, not a review, just sharing. Get into the car, start pumping. I get home, I pull these out of my bra and I'm shocked. It's like it's pretty full. So I go ahead, pour them into a pitcher and like carry on, get my stuff in order so I can go to bed. The other thing I want to say about this, so take away from this, the mobiles, is it has an 8-ounce capacity. I was able to pump twice effectively into this Baby Buddha mobile, which again was really helpful to have it just sit in my bra. I wasn't about to deal with it on the plane. I didn't want to bother with it one bit. It was a smaller plane. I was up against this big dude. I just didn't want to like finagle everything, and then I just didn't want to pull anything on my bra sitting next to this guy, quite honestly. And I knew I was gonna have to pump on the way home, so I just let him sit. So I get home. I love the Ceres Chill because you just add ice. That should be like, just do it like Nike. They should just be, just add ice. So here I am traveling all day. I've been using the Ceres Chill for 6 years. I know you just add ice. And what didn't I do? I didn't just add the ice. I did it initially. So when I got home, which now at this point is 11 hours later from the original time I put the ice in, which would have been 11 a.m. in Detroit. And then I get home at 11. Again, there's an hour time difference, but not a big deal, not a deal breaker. So we're just gonna go 11 to 11, right? So I get home and I check, and the water is super chilly. The milk in the outer chamber, which I neglected to replenish the ice on the inner chamber, is sitting at 58 degrees. Does that bother me? Not at all. And this is why. I already know that for those 11 hours, a good portion of that, which I'd be willing to bet half of that time, was being chilled by the ice. By the 6 hours, I'd assume around then, the ice was it was thawed at this point, because I could still hear it through the day, so I didn't think about replenishing it. So it wasn't until I got home where I was like, oh, I should have replenished it at the Detroit airport before I flew home, but I did it. In addition to that, we're only talking 11 hours, and we're not even talking a full 11 hours at 58 degrees. But even if it were 11 hours at 58 degrees, would I still be concerned? No, I really wouldn't, because if you go deeper and you go down the wormhole of the milk storage guidelines and where they're pulling studies and studies referenced, small batch study that references milk being still considered safe at 24 hours at 59 degrees, and that would be equivalent to an ice pack and a cooler. Do I put all my stock out of studies? Not really, but it's nice to see that it is referenced and it has been proven to be safe. At the end of the day, when I got home, I smelt my milk, I tasted it, I was like, it's fine. My kid's drinking this milk. I'm not letting it go to waste. So even at the end of the day, if you're like, I'm on the fence, taste it and smell it. If it has gone rancid, you will know, I promise you that. So the last thing I'm gonna say is, knowing that I was gonna travel, which I knew I was, I should have just frozen the inner chamber of the OG Plus, because that is one big new feature that you can do with this. And I didn't, and I regret that. I don't regret it 100% because I still use the milk. Everything was fine, but I wouldn't have had that added layer of concern. Forgetfulness, more importantly, because I forgot to add the ice. However, if I just froze the darn thing, it wouldn't even have been an issue. I probably wouldn't even have to think about it because my trip was so quick. Everything is good, all is well. Milk is being fed as we speak. It's in the fridge. I am not throwing it away. It's at 58 degrees for a couple hours, could care less. Water on the inner chamber was still super duper chilly. I wouldn't say frozen, obviously, because it was thawed, but it was really cold. Milk was sitting at 58. Don't care. I'm not worried about it one bit. Baby Buddha saved the night for me because I was able to pump 2 sessions. Filled it up, probably every bit of 7 ounces in here in each cup. So that was my ride home from Detroit.